and welcome to this virtual debate for POS 361, U.S. Foreign Policy. My name is Ettore Hinchy, and today I am addressing the question of whether building a border wall between Mexico and the United States is or is not a positive foreign policy initiative. I am making the argument that building a border wall between Mexico and the United States is a positive foreign policy initiative. Furthermore, I'll be describing how the construction of a southern border wall is a positive foreign policy initiative for both the United States and Mexico. Since Donald J. Trump announced his running for the office of President of the United States on June 16, 2015, as a Republican candidate, debates surrounding the topic of a border wall along the United States-Mexico border have increased in popularity. People all around the world and those who oppose President Trump's America First agenda have labeled the president and his supporters as racist, xenophobic, and moral bigots for supporting a wall along America's southern border. With a proposed cost of $5 billion, Democrats in Congress claim the border wall is too expensive and will hurt the American taxpayers. However, Democrats in Congress did not pass President Trump's proposed $5 billion border wall budget, which resulted in a 35-day partial government shutdown in December 2018. The government reopened in February 2019 after Congress passed an appropriations bill that allocated $1.375 billion for only 55 miles of border barriers and could not include a concrete wall. Since then, President Trump has resorted to requesting appropriations for the wall from the Pentagon, moving billions of dollars from various funds throughout the federal government for border wall construction. The $5 billion price tag for construction of the border wall is a one-time cost that will improve existing sections and constructing new sections of the wall. Conversely, illegal immigrants in America are a financial burden on American taxpayers, costing more than $135 billion a year. The cost of illegal immigration in the U.S. is enough to build the border wall 27 times over. Illegal immigrants are coming to America through the country of Mexico from all over the world, expecting and receiving free healthcare, free public and college education, free housing, free food, and free clothing, all of which are provided and paid for by the American taxpayers. This welfare is provided to them as long as they are here legally. In addition to the monetary costs of illegal immigration on the American financial system, unlawful crossings of immigrants pose grave health, environmental, and security risks to American citizens and as well as the country as a whole. People are coming to the United States from countries that have no health care or access to medicines and vaccinations. Migrant caravans like the ones seen in fall of 2018 and spring 2019 are host to parasites and are carrying diseases throughout Mexico and into the United States, leaving Mexican and American citizens exposed and vulnerable to infectious and eradicated diseases such as Ebola, malaria, typhus, tuberculosis, polio, measles, and more. Furthermore, the migrant caravans are traveling for weeks through Mexico to reach its northern border. People are sleeping on the streets of Mexico. The citizens of Mexico have graciously provided food and clothing for the migrants. However, once the migrants leave the area, they have left behind heaps of trash, clothing, and blankets that the locals have provided, and the migrants continue on towards the border. Likewise, cities within the United States have seen similar or worse impacts of undocumented immigrants being bused to highly populated areas and illegally taking up residence in American cities. Hence, without a border wall along the American-Mexican border, immigrants can continue to pour into the United States unchecked, creating substantial environmental health and security risks for both Mexican and American citizens and the countries as a whole. A few additional facts regarding the impact of illegal immigration in America. An illegal immigrant in the state of Arizona is twice as likely to commit a crime versus a national-born citizen. 90% of all heroin and fentanyl come across the southern border by cartels and drug lords. Over 10,000 children are illegally sex trafficked across the southern border every single year. There are 56,000 illegal immigrants in our federal prison system and countless in our state penitentiary systems. Many Americans fail to realize that our southern border is not with Mexico, it is with the powerful drug cartels. 6 cartels have the most significant impact on drug and human trafficking. They also donate heavily to Democrat and Republican congressional members. These are just a few of countless examples of the impact illegal immigration has on American cities and citizens by flooding the southern border. Consequently, Americans are dying at the hands of murders, rapists, and drug overdoses brought and committed by people who are here illegally. Finally, the problem of illegal immigrants being permitted to unlawfully enter the United States has been ongoing for decades, long before President Trump took office. Career politicians, government officials, and bad actors act to serve their best interests and interests of their lobbyist donors. They do not represent the interests or security of the American people. Bad actors are undermining the fabric of the American Constitution. Illegal immigrants are being afforded rights and privileges that most American citizens do not have access to. Lastly, it is not fair to the people from Bolivia, China, Italy, South America, and all over the world who had to wait in line, legally fill out an application, not commit a crime, and then wait a decade to come into this country to possibly have a chance to become an American citizen. It's not fair to all the people who went through the lawful process to become an American citizen, while millions of others can continue to pour into the country illegally and demand the same rights as an American citizen. No other country in the world would allow illegals to invade and live in their country unchecked. Ronald Reagan once said, "A nation that cannot control its borders is not a nation." A wall along the United States-Mexico border is essential for the reasons I talked about in this video, as well as for sovereignty of both nations. The United States and Mexico both have very distinct and unique identities and cultures. The United States is unlike any other country in the world. Bad and foreign actors are continually attempting to undermine and change the identity and culture of the United States to make us more like other countries. Countries that practice socialism and communism have no place in the American capitalist society. A border wall is not a symbol of hate and racism in America. It is a symbol of sovereignty and security. In conclusion, constructing a border wall between Mexico and the United States is a positive foreign policy initiative and a vital necessity for controlling our nation's borders. The border wall will be significant, secure, and have a grand door allowing for legal passage to and from the United States and Mexico. People from all over the world are welcome to experience this great country as long as they do it legally. Yes, there is certainly room for improvement with the citizenship process. However, that is a debate for another time. Thank you for joining me today.